Act 1, Scene 1. Athens, the palace of Theseus. Enter Theseus and Hippolyta.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws apace. 4 happy days brings in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like a stepdame or a dowager with long withering out a young man's revenue.
Please steep themselves in night, for nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Enter Aegeus, Hermia, Lysander, and Demetrius.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast exchanged love tokens with my child, and given her rhymes. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is. But in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must look with his judgment.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun, for I to be in shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed are they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next moon, the sealing day twixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Dian's altar to protest for austerity and single life.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should I not then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nader's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else to the law of Athens yields you up, by which no means we may extenuate to death, or to vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius, Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
Exeunt all but Lysander and Hermia.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood,
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled too low.
or else misgraft in respective years,
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
or else it stood upon the choice of friends,
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
or if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up, so quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote, 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth from thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance of a morn of May, there I will stay for thee.
Oh, my good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen when false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever woman spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Enter Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair, oh happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
Oh, his folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty would that fault be mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth conceal. Through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the wood, where you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their sweet cancel, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow, deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
Exit.
How happy some over other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring his qualities, things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine, and when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved and showers of oaths did melt. I will go to him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood he will tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Exit.
Scene 2, Athens, Quince's house. Enter Quince, Snug, Bottom, Flute, Snout, and Starveling.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally man by man, according to the script.
Here's the scroll of every man's name which is thought fit through all of Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus, a lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant.
That will ask for some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Ercles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Thebes' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. Ha ha! That was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
Ooh, and I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus, and Flute you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner, you the lion's part, and I hope here is a play well fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Ooh, let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, "Let him roar again, let him roar again."
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us,
Yes.
every mother's son.
Mother's son. Exactly.
I grant you, friends, that if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you and were any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night. Meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town by moonlight, and there will we rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we will be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse, most obscenely and courageously. Take pains. Be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
Excellent.
Two, Scene 1. A wood near Athens. Enter from opposite sides Puck and a fairy.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through a bush, through a briar, over park, over pale, through a flood, through a fire. I do wander everywhere, and swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to do her orbs upon the green. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she as her attendeth hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet, in grove or green, by fountain clear, or spangled starlight sheen. But they do swear that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape in making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery, and sometimes makes the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile. Nothing in likeness of a filly foal, and sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me, then I slip from her bum, down topples she. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Enter from one side Oberon with his train, from the other Titania with hers.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and his company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steppe of India? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress and your warrior love to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give them both joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know of thy love to Theseus?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer's spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind, but with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. And this same progeny of evil comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies with you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairy land buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away! We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Exit Titania with her train.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither.
Enter Puck.
Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vastal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of that watery moon, and the imperial votaress passed on, in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet I marked, where the bolt of Cupid fell, it fell upon a little western flower, before milk-white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love and idleness. Fetch me that flower. The herb I showed thee once, the juice of it in sleeping eyelids laid will make man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Exit.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing she sees waking, looks upon, be it lion, bear, wolf, bull, or meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue. With the soul of love and ere I take this charm from her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible. I will overhear their conference.
Enter Demetrius, Helena, following him.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen into this wood, and here I am, and woed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
Do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that doesn't even love you.
Your virtue is my privilege. For that, it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore, I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you, in my respect, are all the world. Then how can it be said I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I will not stay thy question. Let me go. Or if thou wilt follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo.
Exit Demetrius.
I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Exit.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love.
Re-enter Puck.
Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where the ox slips and the nodding violet grows, quite o'er-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight, and there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy, and with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garb he hath on. Affect it in some care, that he may prove more fond of her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me here ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Another part of the wood. Enter Titania with her train.
Now a rondel and a fairy song. Then, for the third part of a minute, hence. I can't hear you.
Sorry, mistress. You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Newts and blindworms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen.
Never harm, nor smell, nor charm, come over lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby.
Hence away, now all is well. Once aloof stands sentinel.
Exeunt fairies. Enter Oberon.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In the thine eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Exit. Enter Lysander and Hermia.
Fair love, You faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it is good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed. For I upon this bank will rest my head. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I. And then in life, when I end loyalty, here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Enter Puck.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And here, the maiden, sleeping sound, on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thine eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid. Sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Exit. Enter Demetrius and Helena.
Oh, stay though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkling leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy perils, I alone will go.
Exit.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wherever so she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not salt with tears. If so, my eyes are often washed than hers. No, no, I'm ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away with fear. Therefore no marvel, though Demetrius do, as a monster, fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander on the ground, dead or asleep. I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through hell, through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Oh, transparent Helena, nature shows art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you. Then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who will not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe not to reason, and touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I o'erlook love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough. It's not enough, young man, that I did never know, nor ever can deserve a sweet look from my Demetrius's eye. But you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do. In such disdainful manner me to woo, but fare you well. Perverse, I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
Exit.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings. or as tie heresies that men do leave, are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou, my surfeit, my heresy, of all be hated but the most of me, and all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Exit.
Help me, Lysander! Oh, help me, Lysander! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast! Oh, me! Oh, for pity! Oh, what a dream was here! Lysander, look! How I do quake with fear! Methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander! What, removed? Lysander, Lord! What, out of hearing? Gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I well perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I will find immediately.
Exit.
Act 3, Scene 1. The wood. Titania lying asleep. Enter Quince, Snug, Bottom, Flute, Snout, and Starveling.
Are we all met?
Pat, and here's a marvelous convenience place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Fire Larkin, a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it will be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell it he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck. And he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And there indeed let him name his name and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is 2 hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber. For you know Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look to the almanac. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why, then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall, and let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break and
Enter Puck behind.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? Oh, I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odors, odors.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
Exit.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Exit.
Speak now.
Aye, Mary, you must, for you must understand he goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky, juvenile, and most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Pray, masters, fly! Fly, masters!
Exunt, quince, snug, flute, snout, and starveling.
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about a round. Through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Exit.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee? Oh.
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom. Bless thee. Thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To fright me, if they could. But I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear. I am not afraid. The ousel cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain-song cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dare not answer nay.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. My ear is much enamored of thy note. So is my eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks Mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had enough wit to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou pressed flowers dost sleep. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Enter peas blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their white waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, to pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
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 I cry your worship's mercily, heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman.
Peas blossom.
I pray you commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. Good Master Peasblossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred had made my eyes water ere now. I desire your more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him.
Exeunt. Scene 2, another part of the wood. Enter Oberon.
I wonder if Titania be awakened. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity.
Enter Puck.
Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress, with a monster, is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for great Theseus's nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort who Pyramus presented in their sport forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take, an ass's no, I fixed on his head. Anon, his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, when him I spy, so at his sight away his fellows fly. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left Pyramus translated there, when in that moment so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee?
Oh, I took him sleeping. That is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Enter Hermia and Demetrius.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now but I chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse, if thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep. Being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe that as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with Antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch, could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I gain from it?
A privilege never to see me more. And from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
Exit.
There's no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain, so sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow. For debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe. Which now in some slight measure it'll pay. For this trender, here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprison must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turned true.
And fate o'errules that one man holding troth. A million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood goes, swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens, look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that costs the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go. Look how I go, swifter than an hour from the Tartar's bow.
Exit.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Re-enter Puck.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to wake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Enter Lysander and Helen.
Oh, why should you think that I woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. And vows so born in their nativity, all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
you do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh, devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her over? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put in 2 scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her over.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helena, goddess, nymph, oh, perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? I mean, crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripened show thy lips, those kissing cherries. Tempting grow.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus such much injury. You are both rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena? A trim exploit and manly enterprise to conjure tears up in a poor maiden's eyes. With your derision, none of noble sorts would so offend a virgin and extort a soul, poor soul's patient, all to make your sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. You love Hermia. This you know, that I know. And here, with all good will, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and I will love until my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. Fair I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest-wise sojourned. And now to Helen is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Re-enter Hermia.
Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander found, mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why, unkindly, dost thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know that the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all 3 to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. 'Tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and my face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul and tender me, forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persevere, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back. But fare ye well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
Well, she cannot entreat. I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say, I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Away you.
Oh, no. He'll seem to break loose, take on as you would follow, but yet not come. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing. Let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this? Sweet love.
Thy love. Out, tawny touter, out. Out, loathed medicine. Tainted potion hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, soothe, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say.
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh me, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my heart's love from him?
Fine, in faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet! Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower, hark again!
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little, again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Oh, get gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering not grass made, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns her services. Let her alone, speak not of Helena. Take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow, nay, I'll go with thee cheek by jowl.
Exeunt Lysander and Demetrius.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. No, go not back.
I will not trust you. I nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands are larger than mine and quicker for a fray, but my legs are longer, though, to run away.
Exit.
I am amazed, and know not what to say.
Exit.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest this knavery willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes, and so far am I glad it did so sort. As this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hie therefore, Robin, o'ercast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with trooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeball roll with wanton sight. When next they wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and a fruitless vision.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, but notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Exit.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town, a goblin lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, Demetrius? Proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready, where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward! Art thou fled? Speak, in some bush? Where dost thou hide?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars? Telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars? And wilt not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child. I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he's gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I followed fast, but faster did he fly. That fallen am I in dark, uneven way, and here will rest me. Come now, gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge his spite.
Ho, 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 coward. Why comest thou not?
Bide me if thou darest, for well I wot thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand now. Look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mockest me. Thou shalt bide us dear, if ever thy face by daylight see. Go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. My day's approach look to be visited.
O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hour. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest. And sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eyes, steal me away a while from mine own company.
Yet but 3. Come one more? 2 of both kinds make up 4. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, best to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heavens, shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And a country proverb known that every man should take his own. In your waking shall be shown, Jack shall have his Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Exit.
Act 4, Scene 1, the same. Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and Hermia lying asleep. Enter Titania and Bottom, Peas Blossom, Cobweb, Moth, and Mustard Seed. Oberon behind, unseen.
Sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do cloy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair, large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Monsieur Cobweb, good monsieur, get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle and, good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, monsieur, and, good monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, signor. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Ah, give me your nief, Monsieur Mustard Seed. Pray you, leave me your courtesy, good monsieur.
What is your will?
Nothing, good monsieur, but to help cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat?
Truly a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
Oh, I had rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But, I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away.
Exeunt, fairies.
Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Enter Puck.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity. And now I have the boy. I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Oh, my Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how my eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these 5 the sense.
Music, ho, music, such as charmeth sleep.
Now, when thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound music! Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are in new amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus's house triumphantly, and bless it all to fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend, and mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Exeunt.
Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and Hermia lying asleep. Enter Theseus and Aegeus.
But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena, old Neater's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. Saint Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now?
Oh, pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world that hatred is so far from jealousy to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly. Half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here, but as I think, for truly I would speak, and now do I bethink me, so it is. I came here with Hermia thither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law, be...
Enough, enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, this their purpose, hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me, but my good lord, I want not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia melted as the snow, seems to me now as the remembrance of an idol god which in my childhood I did dote upon, and all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia, but like in sickness did I loathe this food. But as in health, come to my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple by and by with us these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purpose of hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity.
Exeunt Theseus and Aegeus.
These things seem seems small and indistinguishable.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not my own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that we yet sleep, we dream. Do you not think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow them to the temple.
Why, then we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dream.
Excellent.
Yeah. When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi, ho, Peter Quince. Flute, the bellows mender, snout, the tinker, starveling. God's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream past the wit of man to say what the dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound on this dream. Methought I was... There is no man that can tell what. Methought I was... And methought I had... But man is not... Man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, nor the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and I will sing it in the latter end of a play, before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Exit.
Into Athens, Quince's house. Enter Quince, Flute, Snout, and Starveling.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
Cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. Paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Enter Snug.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. Far sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom! Thus hath he lost 6pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6pence a day for playing Pyramus, I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6pence a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Enter Bottom.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom! O most courageous day, most happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word from me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace, every man, look o'er his part. For the short and long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let him not that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And, most dear actors, eat no onions, nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go away!
Exeunt.
Act 5, Scene 1. Athens, the palace of Theseus. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, and Philostrates.
Strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
Strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact, and such tricks have strong imagination that if it should but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of the joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy a bush supposed to bear.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy. But, howsoever, strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth.
Enter
Joy!
Lysander, Demetrius, Hermia, and Helena.
Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
And more than to us, wait in your royal walks.
Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between the after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgments have you for this evening? What masks, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief, how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Very tragical, tedious brief. This is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find concord in discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which, when I saw it rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water. But more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that play it?
Oh, hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play. For never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
Exit Philostrates.
I love not to see wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty in his service perishing.
My gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot, noble respect takes in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have purposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle the practiced accents with their fierce, and in conclusion, dumbly broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence, yet I picked a welcome. And in the modesty of fearful duty, I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity in least speak most, to my capacity.
Re-enter Philostrate.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill. That you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill, to show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to contest you. Our true intent is, all for your delight, we are not here. That you should here repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow does not stand on points.
He hath rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not to stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who's next?
Gentles, perhaps you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This man with land-torn dog and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. For, if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion, vile, with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth, and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat, with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I one snout by name present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this is the cranny, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire Lime and Hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest petition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Ah, Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence! Shh!
Oh, grim-looked night! O night with hue so black! O night which ever art when day is not! O night! O night! Alack! 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink, to blink through with mine eyne. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this, but what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss, cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
Wall methinks being sensible should curse again.
No. In truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see it. It will fall pat, as I told you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art, my love I think.
Think what thou wilt, I am thy lover's grace. Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, Wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus Wall away must go.
Now is the murrel down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Oh, here comes two noble beasts in a man and a lion.
You, ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I won snug the joiner, and the lion fell, nor else no lion's dam, for if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
Very gentle beast, of a good conscience.
Oh, the very best of the beast, my lord, that I saw.
Oh, this lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Exactly.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
I should have worn the horns on his head.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man I the moon do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all. The man should not be put into the lanthorn. How is it else the man in the moon?
I am aweary of this moon. Oh, would he would change.
It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane. But yet, in courtesy, in all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon!
All that I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon, I the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lanthorn, for all these are in the moon. Oh, but silence! Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Well roared, lion!
Well run, Thisbe!
Well shown, moon. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, O spite! But mark, poor night! What dreadful dole is here? Eyes do you see? How can it be? O dainty duck! Oh dear! Thy mental good, what? stained with blood. Approach, ye furies fell. O fates, come, come! Cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude and quell!
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Huh?
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which was the fairest dame, that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound, out sword and wound, the pap of Pyramus, I that left pap, where the heart doth hop. Ah, thus die I, thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now, die, 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 die.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance the moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She'll find him by starlight. Oh, here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Oh, methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A mote will turn the balance. Which Pyramus, which Thisbe is the better? For he for a man, God warrants us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She has spied him already with those sweet eyes.
Thus she means fidelis it.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? O Pyramus, arise! Thy dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers make moan. His eyes were green as a leek's. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gauze, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade, my breast imbue. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
Hey, and Wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue?
No epilogue, I pray you. Your play needs no excuse. Never excuse. For when the players are all dead, there needs no one be blamed. Mary, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is. Very notably discharged. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers, to bed. It's almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, and as much as we this might have overwatched, this palpable gross play hath beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity, and nightly revels and new jollity.
Done. Enter Huck.
Now, It is that time of night that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite, in the churchway paths to glide, and we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun following darkness like a dream. Now our frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Enter Oberon and Titania.
Through the house give gathering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and every sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me sing, and dance it trippingly.
First, rehearsed your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be. With this, field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless, through this palace with sweet peace. And the owner of it blessed, ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
Exeunt Oberon and Titania.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else a Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Exit. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of tonight's reading. I'm Derek Sams. I played Flute and Cobweb. Sharon Markison as Starveling and Moth. Danae Sams as Snug and Mustard Seed. Lauren Ondrasek as Snout and Peace Blossom. Neil Brasher as Aegeus and Quince. Ben Cleaver as Bottom. Allison Erskine as Hippolyta and Titania. Jonathan Kafore as Theseus and Oberon. Sarah Carter as Helena. Pepper Jensen as Demetrius. Kat Silliman as Hermia. Chad Kennedy as Lysander. And Rachel Blomquist as Puck. Thank you all again for coming. Please let us know if there are certain plays you might like to see. We are hoping to do this some more as long as this quarantine lockdown lasts. And thank you again. And there is some information on the Facebook page about The Hang, a nonprofit supporting arts in New York City that we are asking for donations for, as this is a free production. But again, thank you and have a wonderful night.